how about another ridiculous story? I don't know if it's any more ridiculous than the last one, but the headline sure caught my attention. Man posed as an ambassador and ran a fake embassy, Indian police say. Well, how... Okay, yeah, like I say, the headline caught me. I haven't read the story, but I am morbidly curious to know. How does one effectively pose as an ambassador and run a fake embassy? I mean, was it a fake embassy for a fake nation? Or was it a fake embassy for a real nation? Let's find out. In New Delhi, Indian police have arrested a man accused of running a bogus embassy from a rented residential building near the capital, New Delhi, and recovered cars with fake diplomatic plates. The suspect impersonated an ambassador and allegedly duped people for money by promising overseas employment, said senior police officer Sushil Gulay of Uttar Pradesh State's Special Task Force in northern India. According to police, Harshvardhan Jain, 47, claims to have acted as an advisor or ambassador to entities such as Saborga or West Arctica. Pardon me, from what place do you hail? Why, I'm from West Arctica. Oh, what's the national bird of West Arctica? The dodo. Oh. West Arctic. Okay, you know. Points for the chutzpah. Points for the chutzpah. I'll give him that. Police recovered multiple doctored photographs showing Jain with world leaders and fake seals of India's foreign ministry and nearly 36 countries, Goulet said. Jain was also suspected of illegal money laundering through shell companies abroad, he said. He is also facing charges of forgery, impersonation, and possessing fake documents. Police recovered 4 cars bearing fake diplomatic plates and nearly 4.5 million Indian rupees, or $52,095 in real money, and other foreign currencies in cash from Jain's rented premises, which were adorned with international flags of several nations. What is the flag of West Arctica? I really want to know, what is the flag of West Arctica, or Saborgia, or whatever, Saborga. Saborga, West Arctica. Oh boy. Jain or his lawyer couldn't be immediately reached for comment. Well, I guess I just have to contact the State Department of West Arctica. That sounds like the laziest name of a fantasy land in some kind of, Wizards and Warriors book or something. West Arctica. Where would West Arctica be, do you think? Where on the planet? Just like, I'm assuming like west of Antarctica? Or, let's see, what's west of it? It's at the bottom of the world, so I don't know. But Saborga. I'm less impressed with Saborga than I am with West Arctica. That's great. Yeah, west side of Antarctica. Yeah, if there was an East Coast, West Coast war in Antarctica, that's what it is, West Arctica. Bad Boy Records versus Death Row, East Coast, West Coast, yeah. Here we are now going to West Arctica. Oh, anyway. My oh my. Delilah. Kiever Dam. It's a real place. Wait, what? Saborga? Seriously? Saborga is a small village and self-proclaimed principality in the region of... Okay, hold on. Let me put this up on the screen because this is... Oh boy. It's a real place. All right, here we go. Fresh from Wikipedia. Thank you, Keeverdam. Saborga is a small village and self-proclaimed principality in the region of Liguria or Liguria, near the French border. Administratively, it is a commune of the Italian province of Imperia. Well, they think awfully high of themselves. The main economic activities are horticulture and tourism. Oh yeah, I can see the draw. It is known for being the territory of the self-proclaimed micronation, the Principality of Seborga. The population is 283 as of 2025. It is one of I Borghi più belli d'Italia, the most beautiful villages of Italy. Demographics. Big blank space. Oh, historical population. Economy. Seborga is known in the region for its agricultural activity, in particular cultivation and collection of olives and floriculture crops. Thanks to Seborga's publicity as a principality, tourism has expanded in recent years. And so have the sirens outside. The Principality's historic town center was also restored, ensuring that its charms were protected from commercial overdevelopment. Oh yeah, for all those 283 residents. An important cultural event in Seborga is the annual Festival of Saint Bernard, the town's patron saint, held on August 20th. The festival includes a procession of citizens and the carrying of a statue of Saint Bernard. And attendees and tourists can be forgiven for confusing that statue with Beethoven or Cujo, whichever. Transport. Seborga is situated along Provincial Road 57 in Imperia. Well, you've all heard the song about Provincial Road 57. All right, get your bread leavened on Provincial Road 57. I think Sammy Hagar sang that one. The nearest motorway access is at the Bordighera exit on the A10. The nearest railway station is also the one in Bordighera on the Ventimiglia-Genoa line. I ever tell you guys that in college, just by happenstance, I ended up reading an entire textbook about the Hmong culture and their interactions with Western medicine after Vietnam? Yeah, I hadn't expected to learn an entire class worth of information on a subject I never would have taken a class on if I had had a notion of it. Just accidentally learned a whole bunch about something. It was interesting. I'm having the same sensation right now. The Principality of Seborga. In 1964, Giorgio Carbone, then head of the local flower growers cooperative, began promoting the idea that Seborga and its surrounding territory should become independent from Italy. Carbone claimed that Seborga had existed as a sovereign state of Italy since 954, and that from 1079 it was a principality of the Holy Roman Empire. According to Carbone's claim, Seborga was not included in the 1861 Italian unification and that it should be recognized as a sovereign principality. In 1963, the people of Seborga held an informal vote and elected Carbone as their ostensible head of state. He then assumed the self-styled title, His Tremendousness. Okay. Credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. His Tremendousness, Giorgio Carbone. That's great. His Tremendousness, Giorgio I, Prince of Seborga. Carbone remained in office until his death in 2009. A successor, Marcello Menegato, was elected in 2010. Menegato resigned in 2019 from his position, and he was succeeded by his ex-wife, Nina Menegato, who has styled herself Her Serene Highness, Princess Nina. I didn't know I'd be loving this story, but I'm loving this story even more now. Forget West Arctica. Seborga, man, it's where it's at. Supporters of the independence claim promote the principality with the trappings of a state, including the creation of a flag, the minting of coins, the formation of a border guard, and the installation of sentry boxes on the unofficial border crossing on the main road into Seborga. An official Principato di Saborga website asserts the historical arguments put forward by Carbone. The independence claims of a Principality of Saborga have not been recognized internationally, and Saborga remains officially part of Italy. Where's their flag? Is that their flag? That's their coat of arms. I mean, you could do worse. Oh, is there no flag? Oh, that's the flag. Okay, it's the graphics broken on the page. Commune di Saborga. That's all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, there you go, guys. There's a lesson I had not. Keeverdam has done it again. All right, guys, this is your geography lesson for the day. For me, too. Let's learn about West Arctica. Except it's not a place. It might be a state of mind. West Arctica is a United States nonprofit advocating for climate action and an and an unrecognized micronation of Antarctica. In Antarctica, pardon me. It's a nonprofit. Okay. As a nonprofit, it is registered in Sacramento, California, and officially named West Arctica Incorporated. As a micronation, it claims the 1,600,000 square kilometers area of Marie Byrd Land in Antarctica and is formally the Grand Duchy of West Arctica. Or Duchy. Duchy. There you go. Apart from having its own flag, coat of arms, and currency, the ice mark, it holds non-consultative status. It holds non-consultative status. Consultative status with the NGO branch of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs and hosted MicroCon 2022 in Las Vegas. It also offers an annual research scholarship paid for by James P. Howard in the fields of climate change and conservation. As of 2018, it had over 5,000 members, which it referred to as citizens. It was founded in 2001 as the Protectorate of West Arctica by Travis McHenry, a U.S. Navy intelligence specialist who had just read from the CIA World Factbook that no sovereign state laid claim to Marie Byrd Land. Despite writing letters to many different countries over the years, none, except other micronations, have recognized West Arctica's sovereignty. Okay, so here's the question. Was Saborga one of those signees? Could our Indian diplomat have been telling the truth after a fashion? In 2004, he began distributing fantasy passports as souvenirs, but soon stopped after discovering that a Kenyan scammer was reselling them to refugees, claiming they were legal travel documents. I wonder what they know about their purported diplomat. By 2006, McHenry's superiors had learned he was communicating with foreign nations and told him he would have to quit either his job in the Navy or his involvement with West Arctica. In order to keep his job, he abdicated and passed the title of Grand Duke to his friend, Philip Carnes. 3 years later, having left the Navy, McHenry decided to get back into micronationalism, founding a new micronation. Oh my gosh, guys, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. A new micronation called Kal Sahara. It was eventually incorporated into West Arctica, and he regained the position of Grand Duke in 2010. Boy, this is turning into some Game of Thrones shit right here. It's like, you can either be the Grand Duke or you can keep your job. Very well. I abdicate. And now I, Philip the First, am now Grand Duke of West Arctica. I'll get you, Philip the First. I'll start my own nation and then merge with yours and become Grand Duke again. No! On the next episode of West Arctica. In 2014, West Arctica was registered as a non-profit organization. Since then, it has been active helping to raise awareness about the impact of climate change on the wildlife of Antarctica. So all of them penguins and polar bears, and has also spoken on the need for an effective global response to COVID-19. Wow. It is part of the People's Climate Movement, if you say so. McHenry has since tried to encourage other micronations to also register as nonprofits. While planning a trip to Antarctica, the Russian Arctic and Antarctic Research Institute, or the AARI, gave the organization permission to use one of its abandoned research stations. As long as you pay no attention to the strange, melded and frozen thing over there that looks like 17 different dog heads all smushed together. We don't talk about that place anymore. In 2018, Joachim Aldfinger, okay, an electric vehicle designer and member of West Arctica, established an honorary consul for the micronation in Nerja, Spain. Okay. Oh, here we go. 2025 embassy scam. Guys, it's already been updated. In July 2025, it was reported that the Indian police had arrested Harsh Vardhan Jain for running a fake embassy of West Arctica from a rented house in Ghaziabad for 7 years. 7 years! He pretended to be a diplomat for micronations like West Arctica. Ladonia! Oh no! It gets bigger! Good God! Now I gotta look up Ladonia! And Saborga. To look official, he used expensive cars with fake diplomatic number plates, fake documents, and edited photos showing him with Indian leaders. When the police searched the house, they found a large amount of money, foreign money, fake passports, fake stamps, and items linked to money laundering. Jain is also accused of offering fake jobs abroad and setting up fake business deals. He has a suspicious past, if you can believe it, and the police are still investigating the full extent of the scam. In a statement, West Arctica acknowledged that Jain had been serving as its consul general to India. So it was legit! While asserting that the West Arctica diplomatic number plates and passports reportedly found in his possession could only be unauthorized versions created on his own initiative. It further stated that Jain, quote, has been removed from our roster of diplomatic representatives and will also face sanction from the crown as a member of the peerage. This is amazing. Oh man, the rabbit hole. Holy cats, guys. All right. Sanction from the crown as a member of the peerage, and that West Arctica was, quote, cooperating fully with the legal authorities in India. Okay, so he wasn't lying partially. Now the question is, was he an authorized agent of Saborga? And now, Ladonia. All right, I'm learning so much. Ladonia is a micronation proclaimed in 1996 as the result of a years-long court battle between artist Lars Vilks and local authorities over 2 sculptures. The claimed territory is part of the National Reserve of Kullaberg in southern Sweden. Okay, so this guy was claiming to be a diplomat for an area in Antarctica, a tiny little nation in Italy, and a tiny little nation in Sweden. The guy gets around. History. In 1980, artist Lars Vilks began construction of 2 sculptures. Nimbus, Latin for too much, a structure made of 75 tons of driftwood, and Arx, Latin for fortress, a structure made of stone, in the Kullaberg Nature Reserve in northwest Skåne, Sweden. The location of the sculptures is difficult to reach, and as a consequence, they were not discovered for 2 years, at which point the local council declared the sculptures to be buildings, the construction of which was forbidden on the nature reserve, and demanded that they should be dismantled and removed. Despite the confrontations with the local council, a large percentage of the local community supports the structures, I'm assuming not literally, especially people working in the tourism industry. Vilks appealed the decision of the council, but lost. He appealed repeatedly, and finally the case was settled in the council's favor by the Swedish government. However, in the meantime, Nimis had been bought from Wilkes by the artists Christo and Jean-Claude, because all they need is first names like Prince or something, after the death of Joseph Boyes, who bought it in 1984. Okay. On June 2nd, 1996, in protest of the local council, Wilkes declared the area surrounding Nimis an independent, sovereign country called Ladonia. The area around a driftwood sculpture. Okay. In 1999, another sculpture, Omphalos, named after Omphalos, a small sculpture in the temple at Delphi, marking the center of the world, was created. It was made of stone and concrete, 1.61 meters high and weighing a ton. The Gielinsternska Krapperup Foundation, sounds healthy, formed to promote art and culture, accused Wilkes of building this sculpture and complained to the police, and in August of 1999, the district court ordered its removal. The foundation had also demanded the removal of Nimis and arcs, but the court ruled against it. The foundation appealed this decision to the Supreme Court, who eventually ruled against it. The police were unable to positively identify Wilkes as the sculptor, but the district court held that he was. The removal of Omphalos was itself controversial. Wilkes was ordered to find an acceptable way to remove the sculpture. He proposed blowing it up. On December 10, 2001, Nobel Day and the 100th anniversary of the Nobel Prize, and if you know about the origin of Nobel, or the fame of Nobel, that makes a lot of sense, and applied to the county council for permission to do so. The county council made a decision on December 7th, but kept it secret until December 10th. Okay, by that time, another artist, Ernst Billgren, had bought Omphalos from Wilkes and had requested that it not be damaged. In the early hours of December 9th, a crane boat was sent by Dykma under contract from the Enforcement Administration, to the site and removed the sculpture at a cost of 92,500 SEK. I assume that's a lot. Despite the new owner's request, the sculpture was damaged by handling. In response to this, the Enforcement Administration was satirically declared to be Performance Artist of the Year in 2002. Okay, afterwards, Wilkes applied to the county council again, this time for permission to erect a memorial in the place that Omphalos had stood. Jesus. Permission was granted by the council to erect a monument no greater than 8 centimeters high. What? Our world is a cartoon. This was duly done, and the monument was inaugurated on February 27, 2002. The ensemble Neurobash performed in Ladonia during the 10th anniversary celebrations in 2006. In August 2022, it was announced that Ladonia would be hosting Microcon 2023 in Chicago, Illinois, and in Ypres, Belgium. The government of Ladonia is jointly led by a queen and a president. Great. The president and vice president are elected triannually, while the queen, once crowned, reigns for life. As of 2018, the position of president is held by interim president, the president's old shoes. And the vice president position is vacant pending new elections in 2019. This hasn't been updated in a while, guys. Wilkes, the state secretary, performs or oversees many of the day-to-day operations of the microstate, including processing new citizenship applications and posting photos and news items in the Ladonian online newspaper. The cabinet ministers are the legislative body in Ladonia, and they participate in debates and vote on proposals via the internet. Many Ladonian ministries have artistic connotations and whimsical names. As of 2018, the Cabinet of Ladonia has voted to amend the Constitution to create the position of Prime Minister. The Prime Minister candidates will be nominated by and selected from current members of the Cabinet. The amendment abolishes the positions of President and Vice President. This move was made as a way to prevent the election fraud that occurred in the previous election. And apparently Queen Caroline of Ladonia, immediately after her coronation on September 19, 2011. Regarding diplomacy, yes, of Ladonia's government, the following can be noted. In 2008, the Ladonia Herald announced, through Vilks, that Ladonia recognized Krev Tibet, the Bjorn Socialist Republic, another micronation which recognizes Ladonia, Lakota Nation, South Korea, and universally recognized countries like inter alia, Italy, Russia, and United States. Regarding Sweden, the quote, Ladonia has de facto recognized this country as 1, we are at war with Sweden, and 2, we have a consulate and have an ambassador, unquote. Still, Ladonia did not believe that Sweden really exists, as it has never been proclaimed. When it was created, Ladonia had no population. As of 2020, there are 22,858 Ladonian citizens from more than 50 countries. None of the citizens resides within Ladonia's borders, although there has been at least one resident citizen in the past. A comparison can be drawn between Ladonia accepting online citizenship applications and the e-residency of Estonia. This virtual residency program shows how established nations may also adopt similar strategies to micronations, providing an example of what citizenship might look like in post-nationalism. According to the Höganäs Visitors Bureau, about 40,000 people visit Ladonia each year. And then it goes into the structure. Okay. Nimis. Nimis is a series of wooden sculptures situated along the coast in the Kullaberg Nature Reserve, Höganäs municipality in the northern part of Skane County, Sweden. They are massive wooden labyrinthine structure connected. They are a massive wooden labyrinthine structure connected by several wooden towers and are said to be mostly constructed from driftwood. They were begun by the artist Lars Vilks in 1980 and have been the subject of a long-running legal dispute between the Swedish authorities and the artist, as no permission was given to build on the site within the nature reserve, blah, blah, blah. We already read this. Good golly, guys. Seborga, West Arctica, Ladonia. I had no idea. But there you go. And here is its flag. The Ladonian national flag. Did anyone here imagine that we would be learning about micronations tonight? I certainly did not. But thank you, AP. And thank you so much, Keeverdam, for starting me down that ridiculous rabbit hole. Appreciate it.